How am I gonna route this Pokemon? This thought was lingering in my head for 20 plus runs while trying to optimize this Pokemon. Everything is filled with trouble, ever since Bugsy's Scyther to Lance's Zapdos and Dragonite. No hidden power, you say? What's the plan then? Let's get straight into business and check our DVs. We get some balanced stats thanks to our DVs. We're not slow, but we can't really hit hard. If you want to get into specifics, check the DVs down below. Planning for the long run for Bugsy. We're gonna overlevel to not miss on our damage ranges. That's why we're at an absurdly high level for level 1. Just use Tackle and forget that you exist. It's time for some game wankery, because I got poisoned by this random trainer. Place your bets in the comments down below and let's see how many times do I get poisoned in this run in total. For now, it's Faulkner time. Ever since level 9 we have Leech Seed, and Reflect as well with level 12. PG is gonna attack us with Quick Attack. We don't really pay too much attention to it. After setting up Leech Seed and Reflect for success, Razor Leaf decided to crit. Big time. Without any luck, Noctowl could be very scary. Even though I missed once on Leech Seed, and I have to set back again Reflect, we're not gonna pray for our one attack DV to do some miracles. We're gonna just close our eyes, breathe slowly, get into the Leech Seed mantra, because we're going to use that a lot in this run. Noctowl is growling at us because he wants to hang out with us. He doesn't like bitter, sweet goodbyes. But it's time for us to grow up and become a Bayleaf and get out of this place to our another obstacle. After the tough grind at Violet City, we can finally take the Miracle Seed from this NPC while fighting every available trainer up until this point. We're gonna finish our grind with Ekans. I want level 20, but I get owned with Poison. I want level 21 because of Mega Drain, and this is gonna help us against the Rocket Boss. That Poison Cure Berry in Azalea Town is there for a reason. By the way, we got 2 poisons for this section before the major battle, but we're gonna fix it, don't worry. Coughing is gonna roll a dice which I don't like, and it's poison, and I'm probably gonna get poisoned, so I'm prepared with my held item right now. Mega Drain is gonna provide me offense and some health, and you'll want to get rid of this coughing as soon as possible because you don't want to roll the dice of poison. Smog didn't get poisoned, and Handover can't chip at my health with Ember and Poison, and I even get a crit on this final Tuckle. With this, I can head with this lovely one-shot on Slowpoke to level 2. Zubat is here and he brought some souvenirs of randomness with confusion. I don't want that with Supersonic. That's why we have the Bitter Berry and Reflect on. He's going for Gust and Gust is doing nothing. And with that, we're almost at full health for the Quilava. My inner voice tells me, trust the Leech Seed. I'm gonna pray because we're gonna trade Ember for Tuckle. And Ember is doing some great damage. Luckily for me, Leech Seed is keeping me alive with our mighty special of 6 DVs. We managed to stay on 6 health. And Larvitar is gonna gain us all the health that we need with Mega Drain. Wow, still holding on into this no reset policy. Now we're back into the wild, and the lovely image of attempt 20 from the beginning of the video of Scyther is running in my head. Testing out this battle for so many times taught me one thing: don't waste your time on Pineco. Just attack. It will attack randomly from Harden, Headbutt, and Pin Missile. It gets 4 times and 5 times, and I'm consuming my berry. So long for my plan. And I have no screens on, and Scyther is up next. Let's try Reflect, because then he'll prioritize Fury Cutter instead of Cut, which is a bug move in this game. But Fury Cutter can miss. 95 accuracy. Hello? Someone? The game still does what he wants. It's the moment you've all been waiting for. Leech Seed is gonna miss twice. and Reflect fades away. Reflect only works for the first few hits, but once it gains its momentum, we have no chance in winning this. Finally, the stars aligned for this battle. Pineco has given us a free turn with Harden. Even though he's gonna use Pin Missile and get 4 hits with this, we're gonna use Reflect in order to force Scyther to only use Fury Cutter. With this, we got our berry consumed, and Leech Seed is finally not missing. But the most important detail is Fury Cutter misses, and he's using Cut. We get our own crits with Tuckle, and finally, no berry juice is gonna stop me from finishing this Scyther off. And Lydian is a joke. It can't really touch us with this pathetic Comet Punch. Jumping straight to Whitney. She's opening up with her Gotcha Machine, Clefairy. We're gonna use it for Reflect. Even though he's using Charm, it doesn't really matter. He's rolling Smog, and we get poisoned. But look at the bright side, because with Ice Punch, he can't really freeze us. With Teddiursa, we're gonna refill our HP right before the Miltank. Miltank is a risky business. That's why we're gonna use Leech Seed and hope that everything should align perfectly. Mega Drain crit? I'm taking it. Rollout didn't really have the momentum that it needs, so before I even know it, it's our final evolution, Meganium. Entering the mid-game section, we're gonna take as much battles as we can at the Kimono Girls, the Lighthouse, the routes in between. One of the reasons why this video took so long to make is me trying to reset for a female starter. Yeah, it's part of the plan because we're gonna use Attract as my secret weapon. Another surprise that I have in my sleeve is Giga Drain at level 36. Giga Drain is buffed to 15 PP and 75 base power, not including stab. Going forward will mean that we're gonna use Attract quite a lot when we have some difficult battles in terms of matchups. Make no mistake, Attract is not perfect by any means. You're basically playing with luck, because 50% of the time this Pokemon will attack you. But for that 50% that it won't, it makes impossible battles into a winning chance. Using Attract here can make us not use a Mint Berry. I wonder if it would work. It did. And Giga Drain did quite a lot. If you feel attracted to this video, like and subscribe. Haha. Not having a Mint Berry in this fight makes my Giga Drain really strong with Miracle Seed. Stantler is gonna get it. Misdreavus is not gonna get it. I'm getting it because I'm sharing its pain. It's okay, Misdreavus. Psywave is always gonna be bad, even when you get me into 69 health. Gengar is a great example why Attract sometimes won't work. I only got saved by the 25% that it would miss a status move. The best part about having an HM Pokemon in my party, that means that it would probably gonna use Miniluk and waste its turn. Now, let's make a run for it. Come on, we have a shiny to catch. Imagine flying in the sky with a Gyarados while climbing those pesky waterfalls, all in one Pokemon, without backtracking to the Dragon's Den. On the other hand, we have to talk about the Rocket Plotline. In both places, let's start with Mahogany with the Archer fight. I tried to roll the dice of Attract with Wheezing, and it didn't really work as planned. He's attacking me a few times with Sludge, and then he decides to go with Toxic, once it can't really poison me that much. And the problem with Toxic is that the poison damage is stacking up once you can't really one-shot the opponent. And I get by the Houndoom by the skin of my teeth, and Oriana is no better. Starting with, every one of her Pokemon is female, so no Attract. Arbok has Sludge Bomb, and if this doesn't work, we have Vileplume with another Sludge Bomb. So even if I do two-shot it, Murkrow is there to finish me off with Fly. But don't worry, the way out is very simple. Use Reflect and have more luck. Let's take the easy XP from Price. Price, let's wrap this up really quick. Dugong One shot with Giga Drain. Now Sneasel, get out of the way as fast as possible. No, but you have to be annoying and survive the hit and use a Reflect to make sure that the Jinx will survive my hit. She's going for Ice Punch, no Freeze, and Polyswine. Better luck next time, Price. Don't worry, it's gonna be a frail ground type. Let's take the Gym Badge from Chubbychuck. Hitmontop, 2 Body Slams, and it's out. Primip, Giga Drain is gonna be almost enough. But we have Ice Punch, no Freeze, Primip is out. The big business though is Pinsir, we're not gonna mess with that one. For that we have the Power of Love. You're a Heartbreaker, Poison Maker. With Step Twin Needle, the counter is rolling now. But don't worry, the Power of Love wasn't all useless. At least for the last turn, we didn't have to deal with Twin Needle again. And don't worry, we even refilled our HP with Poliwrath and poor Sudowoodo there. We're gonna make some changes. Reflect is out, Rock Smash is in. Time for the real deal, Jasmine. Let's test again the Power of Love with Skarmory. Let's hope it won't attack. No! Rock Smash 1. Please don't attack. Rock Smash 2. Now a third one. Yeah! We got it. It's the final blow. Let's go. Spikes. Enter scary part number 2, Scizor. Let's hope that Attract will work. At least we got the defense drop. It's looking good, but that Swords Dance is not. Oh, Step Twin Needle. Yeah, add on that poison. It's the final blow. Megaton, eat that crit. Steelix, piece of cake. Time for some Giga Drains. Corsola, needless to say what's gonna happen to this thing. I got by this scary fight with tons of luck. I'm in a good mood. Let's show it to Rival 4. A lot can go wrong in this fight. If you don't have the correct luck, the rival's Pokemon can take advantage of this and try to do some trolling against you. Starting with the Golbat. Golbat can confuse and can use Double Team to make sure that you're gonna miss every hit. I do get lucky in here, but in some of my attempts, I didn't really took that into consideration and I lost to the rival a lot. Typhlosion is another factor. If Infatuation is not gonna work, you're gonna be stuck with Flamethrower at that point. Not only that, you can get burned, which can half your attack. Your attack is already low at that point as a defensive Pokemon. But once you get by these two, it's a piece of cake. With that mindset, I haven't saved. Why should I? Let's go fast! This random female rocket will not gonna stop me. I'm over leveled. It's fine. Everything is fine. A little defense drop is not gonna hurt me all that much. If Valbloom doesn't have Sludge Bomb, it's nothing to me. That Pinsir though, can't really use Attract now, can I? And I'm poisoned because of, yeah, Twin Needle. Well, at least I can one-shot the Arbok. No, I get the paralysis. Don't attack! I guess that it's blackout time, except for Red Gyarados there. I ended up finishing the Arbok off. Well, yeah, it's technically cheating, but I don't want to look at that back sprite ever again after doing more than 20 runs with it. So maybe I'll redo it in the future. Honesty is better than to cut everything off and show everything flawlessly. That's what I think. But don't worry, I got by this rocket female. Once I'm not poisoned, that is. With Ariana, I got poisoned. What can I say? They love their poison moves and their poison types. Let's finish off this rocket saga once and for all with Archer. Being a defensive Pokemon and still be over level 20 levels higher, still hoping that I'll one-shot certain Pokemons. Wheezing like the rival's Golbat can make sure that you're gonna miss your attack with Smokescreen. And if you have the bad luck aligns, then you're gonna miss against the Houndoom, which is critical. I get burned in here, can't really one-shot it even with a super effective move. But don't worry, once I'm not burned, the battle is easy. I brought the pink bow with me. to increase my damage ranges, and it works with the first Dragonair because it's a one-shot. Gyarados on the other hand is gonna be a two-shot. He's gonna use Fly, but he's just gonna delay the inevitable because I'm gonna use Giga Drain and restore my health. The second Dragonair on the other hand, I almost finished that thing off, but he has a memento for me, Thunder Wave. The main advantage of being a tank is tanking those hits, and even if I'm slow, it doesn't really matter because I'm already slow in general. I'll be needing some extra bad luck with Paralysis, and with Lapras I don't get it. It's a one-shot in fact. Kingdra attacks first, but because it's Hyper Beam, it's given us basically a free turn to knock it out. That was an easy cleanup. Let's jump into Victory Road. Up until this point, Rival 5 never gave me any kind of trouble. Besides, I have Rock Smash against Ursaring. Except that I don't one-shot it, and he's switching into poor artillery. Yeah, maybe because of the super effective move that it has right now, but he's gonna get it with Giga Drain. Golbat, we're gonna use Attract. I don't wanna get poisoned. At least I get the Parahex and the Infatuation. By the time that I get to the Victory Bell, things spiral out of control. I don't one-shot it, I don't use Attract because I think that I'm so cool. I get hit by a Sludge Bomb, and guess what? With Typhlosion, I get roasted. So hard. Let's try out for real this time with Earthquake. And now we're gonna play it safe. The only difference is that I don't get poisoned, not because of that Infatuation, because Golbat is missing on Toxic. Victreebel decided to use Growth for some good reason. And with Typhlosion, I don't really need the Infatuation because I can one-shot it with Earthquake. All is left is basically the Tyranitar, and we got Giga Drain for that. After Arrival 5, we're gonna play it nice and safe. We're gonna use Attract against Girafarig. And it didn't really work, we get hit by Psychic, but he's almost down, and we get hit by Psychic again. Girafarig is not the problem, Xatu is, because I don't want to see that Drill Peck. And I don't! Infatuation is coming my way, and again. Slowking, no big deal, we have Giga Drain and it's a one-shot. Espeon is up next, and Espeon, we get the Parahex. And all is left is Slowbro, what that thing can do. Having a nice moveset and a nice level, with a pinch of luck, made this battle from a bit scary to kind of overrated. Ariados, Quillfish, Muck, they all fall down. Venomoth, on the other hand, still had a chance to be annoying and use Sleep Powder. And then Sludge Bomb, but you know what's the best thing about being asleep? You can't be poisoned. And the next hit is a viral hit. But with all of this luck, we gotta be careful around the Crobat. That thing has Double Team, and he doesn't afraid to use that, even with the power of love. Come on, Hana, hit it! We got it! And that's how you win against the Crobat. This time. I remember that in this fight in particular, I wanted to avoid Attract as much as possible. Hitmonchan is not gonna do that much of a problem for us, even with Mug Punch. Heracross, on the other hand, it's a different story. We don't want to get hit by Megahorn too much. One hit, it's fine. And we got it on the right time, because we can finish it off in the next turn. Machamp, on the other hand, we want to use it for some Giga Drains to restore our health, because why not? So, I was overusing Attract in this fight in my opinion, but at least it did work to get us back into green health. Hitmonlee decides to be pacifist for no good reason, and decided to just meditate in the middle of a fight, because that will work for you, Bruno. With Steelix, we have a special move, poof, it's gone. We have evasion in this equation, and attract too. Let's see if things are going our way with Umbreon. Actually, they do, because we have a crit, and it can move. Again with the attitude of evasion. But it didn't work for him, because we got through. Murkrow, it's a bit too excessive to use attract, because we can't survive one drill pack, as you can probably see. 2 shots to the win. Hi Houndoom, you can't roast me this time. It's time to dance with the earth. And write this note. I take no curses from Gengar. And one tip of advice for you. Don't mess with the Vileplume. It has Substitute and Sleep Powder. The damage is but it just wastes time. So, attract, attack. Picture the Zapdos and Lance's team. I'm not attracted to this fight. What can I say? Old habits die hard. My fingers are attracted to attract. That's a weird sentence. Never mind that. Anyways, I'm not afraid of its attacks. The only thing that we need him to do is set up Rain Dance, so the Dragonite won't prefer to use Fire Blast. Don't forget that we need the correct timing because we want more turns of rain. I need my attack intact, and I don't want to get burned. But on the other hand, he missed Blizzard! Now it's my chance, I get a high roll crit with him being paralyzed. He missed on Blizzard again! It's no damage for us. We're going for the Charizard. And this time, he's using dirty shenanigans again. But he's getting paralyzed for these dirty deeds. We get Flamethrower, I fumbled on some keys, and I pressed again on Attract against a Legendary. Let's see when he missed with Thunder Wave, but I think that I'm gonna get hit by... No! Sky Attack missed! But not so fast. He has to get us paralyzed. We're getting some Sky Attacks because now we're very slow. Aerodactyl get the KO range. Fun stuff. This time we get hit by Blizzard, but it's really not that much because Infatuation is doing its ways like it did with Charizard. Then we're at Green Health for the Zapdos. We get the Parahacks, and now we're not paralyzed for the Aerodactyl, which is very obsessed with us. The Dragonite is not buying our cheap tactics. He's gonna use Outrage, gonna crit. I'm gonna pray that Infatuation will do something. It does! We get hit by another Outrage, and now I know the battle is finally over. Hey, it's time to chill and enjoy some data. Bad matchups were eating Meganium alive. We start off with 1 minute and 12 seconds lead of Typhlosion, and then that lead just widens into 14 plus minutes. By the time we get to the mid-game, they both are on par with each other, but then because we researched for rare candies, we had longer fights with extra turns. Ruling for that Attract Luck. Sometimes it didn't work. And Typhlosion has already finished that same Pokemon. Now let's seal off this turn sandwich with 1 reset from Lance, which cost us some major time bloat. And we have the perfect Chef Kiss for 15 minutes lead to Typhlosion. As a grass type in Kanto, Kanto is not that hard. At least that's what I got in my notes. In my last run, even Moltres used Solar Beam. Let's enjoy this epic animation of a crit Fire Blast. I'll get back to you later on, Blaine. The vanilla games have taught us one thing. Gymming is easy. Everything is okay. I have Earthquake. I don't one-shot the Weezing. I knew that our attack is bad, but not that bad. At least he doesn't do anything. Muck is 1 level lower. It's on red. And she's switching in, so I'm already locked into Earthquake with Crobat. But because she's switching in, we're outspeeding and we can use Attract. And buy us some time. At least, that's what I thought, because Infatuation didn't do that much. We got confused, and then add on this lovely Toxic. Because why not? It's the Poison Gym. We need to get poisoned. Pre-Gen 3 Toxic is not that bad. That Probot is out, and the Muk too, and Mr. Tentacles? Yeah, one shot. With Nidoqueen, she's using Stab Sludge Bomb, but it doesn't really do that much because we have Giga Drain to heal the pain. Poor Venomoth is there to stay and to enjoy our mix of earthquakes. Having the Vanilla Kanto in my head makes me think I have Attract. Everything should be fine. Even Mr. Mime can't really do that much once it can't really attack. And as usual, I don't one-shot it, and he's using Thunder Wave. I'm already slow, so it shouldn't be a problem. He's using Ice Punch, and I'm not frozen because I'm already status. The Jinx, though, has something to say about that, because we're fully paralyzed, and then it's a crit Ice Beam. Note to self, bring a Paralyzed Cure Berry or a Mystery Berry. Nah, or just shrug it off with Attract Luck. Get the crit on Jinx, and then Giga Drain the Hypno, but it survived with Focus Band. 10% of that's gonna happen, but she's trying her luck with Dream Eater, but we get lucky with Sleep, and we still get lucky with Wobbuffet because that thing can't really attack us, even though it's a 5-hit KO, and we get the Parahex. The only time that he decides to attack is for Safeguard. Alakazam, we can't really one-shot that one, but we get a crit in the end, and Slowbro still doesn't know why Sabrina has sent that poor thing to battle. Articuno is one tough nut to crack, because that thing has Toxic. I do have Iron Tail just specifically for this battle, and I don't one-shot it. Yeah, great, Toxic. Let's try to live with the Toxic. Maybe I can do something. With Arcanine, let's try Attract, and let's see how it goes. Flamethrower. Okay, 1 EQ. It survived. And another Flamethrower. But we survive! That means we can use leftovers to heal us, and then use the 69 power of Iron Tail and the increased accuracy to get rid of the Alakazam. Machamp, we're gonna need the luck with Attract, and it's a crit! Not for us, for him with Cross Chop. Beam Poison doesn't work, and Metal Coat doesn't work either! It's another poison, so it's a quick reset, and then we have another one added to the counter. On my next attempt, Blue is acting weird. He doesn't use Toxic, he uses Sky Attack for a third of my health. But that means I'm not poisoned, and it's starting to look good. Arcanine, we're gonna pray for Attract to do its thing, and he's using Curse. I don't like it, but it's better than Flamethrower. Let's hope that EQ is doing something. We're doing something right, and Attraction is doing something right again, because it doesn't attack. Alakazam is gonna get it with Earthquake this time, and Machamp is so in love with me that it can't really hit us. For the first turn, Cross Chop is doing nothing, Giga Drain is doing more than something, and that thing is out. We meet up with Executor for the first time. Executor has Stab against us, and we have Iron Tail, which is not the most accurate thing in the world, but we can fish for the defense drop, and we get it on the second turn. That means that the next Iron Tail is gonna hit for massive damage, and we get rid of it. I like it. Gyarados is pulling the dirty trick in the book, which is Double Team. I miss a few times, but Giga Drain is sure to hit. We have we have a lot of battles. Let's go to the Elite Four. Will is more likely the same ever since round 1. The only difference is that he has Ninetales instead of the Jinx. Girafarig is gonna get it with Attract, and everything should be fine. Ninetales, on the other hand, survives my hit, even though its defense is not that great. So I managed to skip Attract, but I'm confused for the Xatu. Luckily for me, I snap out of confusion. Maybe Attract didn't really work, but one Drill Peck is not that much, really, when you're at level 82. But I get rid of the Xatu because it can't really attack, and I do manage to paralyze it, but I get paralyzed myself with Slowking. Really? Flamethrower? I thought this is a water type. Ah, never mind, it's dead. Bro is cursing at me, and it's not gonna help you because I Giga Drain you. Mr. Convenience can be Convenient because of Focus Band. We don't get it and we one-shot it with EQ. It's time for the Muk. Muk has leftovers. It can be so trolly with Minimize, but we get it, we have Attract, everything is fine. Instead of Venomoth, we have a Quick Claw Parasect that uses Swords Dance. I'm getting scared, I want Attract to work. On the critical moment, we have Spore, which is 100% accurate. Cut in this game is Stab Bug type with a high crit ratio. And the second time, we're at low red, only 7 hit points. Even if I do get lucky and manage to get to the Ariados, he has Silver Powder with Mega Horn, which is a stab. Yeah, imagine that. Nah, you don't need that. Because I get the lucky scenario in which Parasect doesn't get the Quick Claw, and Infatuation works my way so it won't attack once again. Ariados, we get a crit, and with Crobat, things got a bit dicey because I do get confused. And to add insult to trolliness, he has Bright Powder in order to make me miss. But I don't. In fact, I do get the Infatuation in the end, but at least the confusion didn't really get in my way, and Gligar decided to cosplay as Naruto fan. Won't help you, because we have Giga Drain. Bruno leads with Steelix. This time he has Quick Claw. This way he managed to sneak in a Swagger. With this I hit myself in confusion twice. It buys Steelix some time to hit us with Rock Slide, but in the end we snap out of confusion, we heal ourselves with Giga Drain. Problem is the Heracross is next. This time we have Silver Powder to increase its Mega Horn damage, which is already a stab move and it's super effective. Now, let's calculate everything into consideration. It's a stab move, it's a 120 base power, and now it's 240 because it's super effective against us. And then add the stab bonus to that, and the boost from the Silver Powder, and you end up with an approximately 360 base power. That's why the Heracross is so scary, even without the crit. It takes me 2 resets. At the third one, Heracross decided to use Curse. I used the Power of Love, and it's a happy ending. Karen's Umbreon is the one thing that you want to get over with, and you hope that it won't attack you. So I'm gonna use Attract and Hope. Oh, double team, and I miss. And I get Toxic. We're not doing that. Much better. Now that we don't have Toxic, we don't need to worry about too much stall tactics. Even though Double Team can do something to us and we can miss at some point, but we don't. We get him paralyzed, has a Miracle Berry, and I hit the last Body Slam. Murkrow is another obstacle. He has Sky Attack and a sharp beak. Yeah, we don't want to get PTSD from the Heracross again. Hey, I don't need to deal with that because we get some nice crit. And Houndoom is gonna get one-shot by EQ. To feel the true Agatha vibe within Karen, she's just using Substitute to make me go crazy. And then she puts me to sleep with Vileplume, which can't really hurt me all that much, it just hurts my time. That's the only thing annoying about that thing. Well, let's just skip to the part where I get that thing paralyzed, and she decided to switch in for Gengar so she can get rid of the Infatuation and make me lose my turn. But I do outspeed the Gengar and it's a one-shot with an EQ. Long time no see, Vileplume. That was a good talk. That was a good talk. Now out. No, now you're out. Thank you. We're approaching Typhlosion's time in less than 4 minutes. Let's see if attempt 23 is the run. The strategy in short is, if you can't beat them, stall them. And now doubling down with that with the addition of Toxic. I'm not gonna use Toxic on the Gyarados because it doesn't really matter. I don't know why I used Attract on this thing. But we got bigger fish to fry, I mean dragons, because of the Dragonite. That thing can roll Fire Blast like it did now. Toxic is not the most accurate thing in the world, and I have to do it twice because he has a Miracle Berry, which is gonna heal off that poison status once. I do get very lucky on this attempt because he barely attacks us. Now that I'm burned, the burn damage is eating me alive. Not only that my damage output is barely half of what I could have done, and I already not hit that hard, I have to deal with another Fire Blast. At least we got one thing right. Once I get burned, hit the F1 button for reset. On the next attempt, I'm not that lucky. I feel with every bane of my existence that 90% accuracy that Toxic has. I'm wasting on this Dragonite 4 Toxic in a row to get that poison status intact and stay on this Dragonite. By that point, I've grinded this fight to get the exact luck that I need. By looking at the real time, I'm already past Typhlosion's finish time. At that point, I was mentally ready to get that reset counter up to 40, much like attempt 21. The game had its own plans, and I gave up on Toxic for this Dragonite, because that's the moral of this run. You don't need to be the most trolliest thing ever. It's an exception once you see a super effective move. The damage from Flamethrower is not that much. I mean, I'm 21 levels higher than it. In hindsight, one hit is not enough to knock me down. Maybe 2 or 3. And with this, we managed to get to the Aerodactyl. We're gonna pay for what we did to the Charizard. Even though I use a Trek for safety purposes only, this one won't work because we're gonna get Sky Attack. And now, with that big damage, we're gonna heal off all of this with Giga Drain. The Aerodactyl has nothing to say about that. This way, we got with Green Health to the last Dragonite. This one has Curse. The increase in defense and attack of Dragonite kind of makes things scary for me, but only luck can tell. I get my way with Attract and Toxic, and with this, I managed to get by this Curse setup. T-Tar is all that it's left, and you know the drill by now. No Double Team or Cold are gonna stop me from reaching to Red. I wish that I had Earthquake right now with me to one-shot that Pikachu, and now I have to bet on a Trek to work. Well, it did work, but I didn't one-shot that Pikachu. Oh, no charm, Double Team, and I have a crit. This time, it's out. According to type effectiveness, he's gonna send out Charizard. Probably I'm gonna get hit by a Flamethrower or something. Outrage? Did I miss something? I'm gonna use Toxic anyway and let the poison do its own thing. Now that the Charizard is behind us, no super effective moves up until the Blastoise. Right? Yeah, let's let the Psychic Pokemon have a Flamethrower. It does a 4th, but I'm not having that status because I don't want to get burned. I'm gonna use physical attacks for the rest of the battle, I think. At least for the Snorlax, which is coming up next. I'm gonna use the most trolliest tactics ever, with the double Attract Toxic. Well, spoiler alert, Attract didn't really work in this battle, but Toxic did. I'm just wasting more time so Toxic could work, accumulating a lot of damage and absorbing some HP back with Giga Drain. If you never let go of that hope that maybe Attract will work, almost close to the end of that Snorlax, it gave up on one Body Slam with this attraction. Look, the Snorlax hits like a trunk with Stab, Body Slam, which can paralyze you, and in the end it did paralyze me. Now it's Venusaur's turn to hit us now, to give us a taste of our own medicine, of Body Slam. Well, I'm already paralyzed, so it shouldn't really bother me that much. I've used Attract just in case maybe it will lose a turn, and I got him paralyzed. That means he's going to be fully paralyzed, and I'm gonna hit it again. Who needs that secondary poison type when you can just be slow and hit sometimes hard? Blastoise is all that's left. It can't really retaliate with much besides Ice Beam, and Red is basically gone. That was the epic fight, but it's not over yet. We have a wild battle with Mewtwo. And boy, that Mewtwo did want us to just finish that run as fast as possible. He's just spending Psych Up, Future Sight, everything, just get that thing over with. Let's wrap all of the loose ends in terms of data. Both of our contenders started with Surge, while Meganium is sticking to Kanto in its original order almost. We have some random stumbles with Sabrina, with Blaine, with a random trainer with Erika, and most of all Blue, and round 2 Lance, which is all where it's crumbled down completely. With 4 levels higher than Typhlosion, 1 extra reset, and 6 minutes lead for Typhlosion and more. That concludes the Hana Chronicles, but I'm not done with Crystal Legacy yet. I'm gonna trade Pokemon into the game and deal with disobedience. Join the squad by subscribing to the channel and put notifications on so you'll know when I'll ever publish this run. Let's give it to our new party members. Madame P. Jang, World of Knowledge by Bismita, Boss Kaio, Mr. Boss 45, and comments for the last video by Megaton Stellar and PKMN WW411 NK11. And about that plane fight, I kind of forgot about talking about that, but I got lucky. He used Solar Beam and Sunny Day, and the rest is pretty much easy. I'll really test this disobedience thing with Doug Trio. If you're in the mood for some more Crystal Legacy, you can check these runs out. Or if you're in the mood for some Nuzlocke, you can check this one on the right. Take care, everyone!